Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Scotty, beam me up.
Hulk. Smash. Get over here.
It is pointless to resist.
I was gonna say one.
My phone just yelled at me and said recording in progress.
It yelled at all of us.
Yeah. Oh, did it? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But it
No,
didn't.
it yells at everybody. It's Zoom. But here we are in the Geek Den. Morrigan Thompson, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. It's been a while trying to set it up, but here we are. And shout out to
I'm quite the hassle. I apologize.
Oh, that's always on
you're
your.
a busy person. It's totally understandable. Got a lot of things going on. But shout out to Jim and the ASWA and their training ring. Just throwing that out there.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yes. Like awesome stuff going on. We all love
better
professional
backgrounds
wrestling.
we've had dropped in on this.
It really is. It's cool.
Thank you.
As a lifelong wrestling fan, I got to say that, like, yeah, I'm fanboying a little bit. So, but
where were we?
here we are. Yes, we got some movies coming out. Friday the 13th, The Awakening, Slaughter on the Set. Go ahead and tell us what you can. Where you want to start.
So as I turn this up so I can hear you, sorry. There we
No,
go.
you're perfectly fine.
So Friday the 13th, The Awakening, I'm actually going to be heading out in, is it December next month? Yeah, it is, because Christmas is coming up. I'm going to be heading out in December to go film. I know everything is running together. But I'm going to be heading out for a couple of days to film for that. I get to play Ashley Williams, which if anyone knows who knows me and like knows, you don't even have to know me to know that that's my favorite movie, actually. I love Bruce Campbell so much. I grew up on The Evil Dead. I used to recreate the scene where Linda's dead body would rise out of the ground and she like danced. I was a little ass girl. Like I was like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years old. And my dad said that I would like come up off the floor and I would like dance around and do the little jig, you know? And I would even like pretend my head was rolling. So like, I love those movies and I love Bruce in general. So the opportunity to play Ash Williams is kind of big for me, even though it's, you know, it's a fun indie movie. It's still something that I personally am going to be taking very seriously because I want to do it right. And I want to do him justice, you know?
For sure. You want to pay a tribute.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm hoping and praying to God that this man sees it, you know, like
I'm
hoping that just somehow.
The Ashley was, so it's a legitimate like Cassie Hack female version of Ash Williams that will be dealing with.
So I'm going to be dealing with quite a few horror icons in this movie,
that's
which is fun and exciting. And yeah, there's going to be a chainsaw prop and all that stuff, which alludes to me possibly having my own little moment with my hand, which that's iconic. That's a must have. And there's going to be a moment where I get to say groovy and shit like that. So it's going to be fun.
And obviously Jason Voorhees will be in this movie.
Oh, absolutely. And
Friday the 13th, yeah, it's going to be great.
I love fighting.
He's the most iconic. I mean, he really.
And he's going to be sturdy too, which means that the fight scenes are going to be good. And I'm not like trained in stunt work, but I still love doing what I can when it comes to fight scenes because like that's one of my favorite things. I think that when it comes to horror movies, having a good, you know, kind of little tussle between the heroine or whomever and the like killer is kind of a necessity for me.
It is part
Yeah.
of it.
I
It must
need
be
to
there.
see her kick that ass, you know?
Yeah.
No, it has to happen.
Absolutely.
Arguably, even if you look at like Jason X, for example, what's one of the best scenes in the movie? Like,
Actually, so you're gonna be mad at me, but one of the best scenes in the movie for me is when he puts that bitch's face in the fucking dry ice.
oh no, because
or
that's a
whatever.
great kill. The fact
then-
that they make fun of all their different kills, like you have that one, and they went overboard on so many of them. They were great.
They
But
really did.
I'm saying, as far as a face-off for a what should be a final girl,
Oh,
the villain.
it was the fucking robot in
the
Jason,
android
for
chick,
sure,
that
for
scene
me.
was fucking
Yes, she's
great.
a bad bitch.
Yeah.
I loved her. They did so good with that.
Added to which, for that matter, of course, they also just making fun of the series in general. I mean, I know everybody's talked about it, but it's still one of my favorite scenes in any slasher movie ever made. Was the hologram projection of the two chicks at Crystal
Yeah.
Lake? You want to smoke some? You want to have some premarital teen sex? Dashing over and over again in a sleeping bag, and then just wow, that was quick. That whole line, that moment of that movie was actually the part where I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not a perfect sequel, but shit, it's good.
Oh. Now, my question: would you say Evil Dead was the first horror movie you remember seeing?
Okay.
Oh, put you on the
So
spot.
I have to think for just a moment because I grew up on anime.
Okay.
So like I watched stuff like Happy Tree Friends and like
Right.
Elf and Lied when I was like
Oh,
4.
Elfin Lied.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
can fondly remember the scene where the kids beat the dog to death with the vase in the preschool room and tears them all apart. Like I was in diapers when I watched that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I guess technically that would be horror. And
Oh
that
no,
would be
it's
the
no
first
technical
horror
about it. That's a
movie.
fucking horror movie. Or a
Yeah.
horror movie.
Yeah, I watched stuff like that, and like I watched like Blue Seed and stuff like that. And oh gosh, there was another one that I really loved. Akira. I just talked about that on a. I just talked about that on another podcast, not too long ago, and that was another one that I remember watching really, really young, and I just remember the body horror in that. That was my
Yeah.
first introduction to body horror, and it was amazing.
You know, Jordan Peele's been trying to launch a live action version of that thing.
I
since
really
he-
hope he doesn't. Please, God, don't do that. No,
No, you would
don't
say
speak that into
but, hey,
existence.
did you see Nope? Did you see Nope?
Heretic.
I mean, Nope is good, but I still don't think that they should do
No,
any
no, no.
live
This,
action.
this is
anime.
only in relation to Akira. It has nothing to do with anything else. My question is, like, you've seen Nope.
Yeah.
Did you notice the Akira slide?
Yes, I did.
It was done
did, and I
specifically
was
because
like-
that's why he wanted to film the movie. He wanted to do that slide on screen.
That was good. That was good. As long as he just maybe like he could just incorporate that slide into a few other movies and leave Akira alone.
He'll probably succeed in doing that too.
Yeah, please God, don't do that to me because I don't want to hate Jordan Peele, but Lord, I will.
Out of curiosity, so you mentioned Elf and Lied. Did you see Dead Man Wonderland?
I watched a little bit of Dead Man Wonderland, but I didn't watch enough to like carry a good, intelligent conversation
Well, it's not
on
even
it.
a conversation. I was actually just going to suggest, like, it takes a second to pick up on that one because it does. Like, you see the first episode, and that's all just go all the way
Yeah.
through. And then the next one is all filler. It's an uneven series.
It seemed like they didn't put a lot of effort into making it cohesive.
Well, it's like it's a great overall story, but you have to bear with it through several like useless arcs that just don't matter.
See, I did that with Naruto and I did that with One Piece. And I just don't know if I have another one of those in me.
I've not even made it through the first season of One Piece. I can't do it.
Oh, listen, you have to watch it with the English voice actors because it's literally all of the same English voice actors that you have in Dragon Ball. And that's
Right.
what does it for me. I will support anything that Christopher Sabat does. He is a fucking god. I love his voice. It's so, I could sleep to it. I mean, I do sometimes, honestly. I watch Dragon Ball a lot.
David, God, what's his name? The dude that does Solid Snake in the Metal Gear series. David.
I'm not good with voice actors unless
He's a-
it's
he
Dragon
does
Ball.
anime.
That questions are hard.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
whole
know,
thing.
right?
Dude, that
I'm with you,
literally
Craig.
in the 80s at least, almost any bootleg copy of janky ass fucking anime that showed up in a video store somewhere, he did the main protagonist.
Oh, good. Good
So it's
for
like
him,
the
though,
same
because
thing.
I
Like, I
probably
bet
know
you-
exactly who you're talking about.
Dude, like
If I
you've never
heard him,
seen
I would
Wicked
know.
City, you know his voice. If you
Oh,
never
yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Ninja
Yes.
Scroll, same thing. Like all these classic, solid, like Japanimation movies that at one point in time they showed up because somebody managed to get a bootleg copy and turn it into a mass-produced VHS.
Bro, I bet you he's ugly too, isn't he?
He's not an
That's
attractive
always
guy.
the case. If they've got a good voice, they're probably butt ugly.
He's well, you know. I was gonna say he's similar to like you wouldn't think about like just died, but Batman's voice, Kevin
Kevin
Conroy,
Conroy. Rest in peace.
does not look at all like his voice sounds.
Yeah.
Right? Never did. Like if you
not.
saw that guy at a convention, it did not look like his
Maynard from Tool is the same way. It was very misleading because I grew up listening to Tool forever, and I like love his voice. It's so melodic and beautiful.
It's such a
But then
mind fuck, isn't it?
Short little bald ass, and you're just like,
Yeah.
No, he's a dopey little scrawny.
Like
California dude. It's just like out there blasting vocals like he's trying to hurt you.
yeah,
Right.
man. I'm like, good Lord, Maynard. Didn't think you were gonna look like this.
It is a thing that happens. I guess it happens with any voiceover work, though. I mean, I know, like, just the same as, like, when I was a kid listening to the radio stations and shit like that. The fact is, like, any morning jockeys that existed, if you got to look at those assholes when they were in front of a camera.
Like
nothing
Handsome Dan from Wayne's World too. Oh God, one of the ugliest sons of bitches on the planet.
things you do not expect. It never. You know what's crazier is like, regardless of how old you get and how many times you've seen it, it never ceases to be a weird fucking thing to run across.
Now, you have another movie, Slaughter on the Set. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yes. So I was in Maine for about 5 days. 5 days. Something like that. 6 days. 5 to 6 days. I was in Vassalboro and then Bangor. And I would like to just say that Maine is absolute garbage in the fall time. Do not recommend.
Noted.
It is absolutely a Stephen King fever dream. It's like I was just, it was just not, it was just, honestly, I'm sure when it's warmer, it's probably much better, but it was so cold. It was it was like cutting into my bones, bro. I was not, who moves there and is like, this is a great idea. I love this.
We know a couple people.
I can't. Like, I don't know how Shane was doing it. Shane was literally just in jeans and like a just a fucking thin jacket or some shit, just standing out there with his camera, like, all right, guys, I know it's probably cold for you. I'm like, what are you made of? You're bionic, dude. Good Lord. Yes, I'm cold.
New England Falls, man.
Oh, I will never. No, I'm good. But other than the cold, it was a really, really good experience. And the old mill we filmed in was haunted and super cool. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple ghosties, which was a really good time.
Yeah.
My death scene was disgusting. Yes. Actually, I didn't get to tell you this, but Shane sent me a message where he was driving down the highway with the rest of the stuff from set, and the bloody mattress that I died on with my friend Kelsey was on top of the thing on top of his car, and it flew off. And someone reported it to the police. They found it. They found the fucking mattress. And he was like, so if you guys get calls, if your DNA is found on the fucking mattress, don't freak out. Like, it's just because they found it on the side of the road. I was like,
I don't want to worry anybody, but
yeah, not to stress anyone.
Holy shit, that's fucking fantastic.
It was a really fun time. It was nice getting to meet everyone. The script was super, super fun. I actually might survive.
Just in case.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Just say I might actually survive. You know, there's some twists and some turns, some exciting things. So, you know,
Something to look for.
keep your eye out.
That's Slaughter on the Set. And Friday the 13th.
Slaughter on the
Awakening.
set. And then I'm also in a few other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really excited. I filmed Waspzilla in March, and that's my first lead role. And I'm really excited to play Sheriff Callahan.
Awesome.
It's a great name.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah, so you're if you research you at all online, I mean, at least the stuff that I was coming across, you've also done effects and makeup work, right?
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay, I was just wondering, as far as, well, I mean, I guess the question would be, I mean, obviously you'd probably rather be in front of a camera, especially as it pertains to making any type of movie. But the makeup stuff, I mean, was that at least fun to do?
So when I've only done makeup on one movie technically. I held up two fingers. So sorry, I smoke a lot of pot. So I only worked on one movie when it comes to like special effects and stuff. And it was fairly basic. It was back when I was 18. It was a movie called Apartment 49, and you can find it on YouTube. It was a college horror movie. This really cool girl, her name's Bryn Ladner. She directed it. It was a really good time, but I did the ghost that comes up and gets me. I did her makeup for that. So I did just some basic like dark circles, veins. I kind of made her look like a Party City version of The Grudge.
You got to decide how she looked though.
No. Well, so what it was Bryn was kind of like, I want her to look dead. I want her to look like a ghost. And I was like, I can do that for you. No problem. So I took like some kind of eyeshadow palette that she had just laying around, and I swirled a brush in it and smeared some shit. And it looked good on camera. I mean, for what it was and like what I like time I had and what I like had to use, it looked good. I mean, she looked fucking scary.
Well, that's like the Asian horror movies with their different types of ghosts. I mean, they all share a similar sort of palette, for lack of a better way to put it. They all look fucking scary. I mean, they do.
Oh yeah, they're terrifying. I mean, she looked very much so like The Grudge. Like we gave her very tangly, long black in like your face kind of hair and stuff. She was scary.
Well, it's like what's like the kid from The Grudge, like the Japanese version of The Grudge. If you really look at him in a still frame, there's not a lot going on there as far as effects go. I mean,
but he's still scary.
Yeah, he's scary as shit. He is fucking terrifying.
He's terrifying.
It's part of the way that it's being cut together at the end.
Yeah.
But also because there is something about the weird fucking dark circles and pale skin thing that pretty much does something. I mean, it's a legitimate way to get a reaction out of somebody. I mean, fuck, look at Pazuzu out of Exorcist. If you get a still frame of that guy and look at his face, it's shitty. You know, it's terrifying, but it's also shitty prosthetic teeth.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Circles under the eyes and a pale face.
But it's still so scary. Like that's what I love about I guess low budget horror movies, quote unquote, is the fact that it's very clearly just stuff smeared around, but it is still the concept of it that is so terrifying. Like that it's like so scary, and doing like being a part of it and having to like act the scene out is even more terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
I can't though. That's probably why I'm not an actor. It's always like I can't. There's no way I'd be able to get past what was going on around me. Like there was some behind the scenes featurette I was watching where a dude got shot in the stomach and they ran the effects tube behind his head so that he could cough blood up. Right. So I mean, it was a standard thing. Like that's an effects thing. But like the behind the scenes, they were showing it from the side with the tube running and what he was doing, and like he nailed it. It was a perfect. Oh, it was fuck! I Spit on Your Grave, the remake. So, dude is coughing up blood. In the movie, it looks absolutely incredible. It looks perfect, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
and he nails the approach. But looking at it behind the scenes, all I can think is if I was in that guy's place, I wouldn't be able to stop this is so fucking cool. Followed by laughing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
there's-
really
yeah.
hard to like die covered in blood and being cold. Like when I filmed a death scene for a movie I did a few years back, I was in a shower and the water kept getting cold
Oh, of course.
Oh, long
for my
scene, yeah,
fucking
so-
scene. Yeah, like they left it running, so like the water like eventually got a little chilly by the time I got in. And then like they didn't want to wait to let the water heater warm up. So they just like cut it on and they're like, you'll be fine.
Oh,
Cool, just think
Yeah.
you're
I swear.
Yeah, you'll be good, dude. You're fine. So I like on top of
like,
this
I'm used to it now.
cold
No,
blood,
it's fine.
it was like cold water too.
Jesus. Oof. Just, oh God, I get chills just thinking about it.
It was brutal. It was
Like you wouldn't think of it, you don't think about that watching a movie, but it's got to happen, right? I mean, look at once again back to Friday the 13th. If you go to Jason's actual death and Jason Goes to Hell, the fan made or written version of Jason's In, even the opening scene to that, I would imagine the actress had to deal with the exact same shit, even being on set of a larger production with more cash. She gets into a shower. I don't know how many times they filmed it, but I know it was more than once, and I know it took some time. So now that you've said that, I'm wondering how fucking cold she was while she was fucking doing it.
yeah, and it's nuts because sometimes they're like, do you think maybe you could like make your nipples not hard? And I'm like, yeah, let me just fucking work on that for you.
Yeah, for
Let me
real.
just
You just warm them up real quick.
Yeah.
From a director's perspective, less nerve.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
too much.
literally. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Yeah, let me do that for you.
It's like, hey, you guys got to calm down.
Let me just shove them back. Be my bad.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. From my side of things, you look far too excited to be involved in this. That's not what.
You need to be less aroused by the killer, please.
Reach into your
My
fucking Diet
sincere
Coke, grab your ice cubes and rub yourself for a second, and then fucking control it.
You did this on purpose. I know you did.
How does that work out? Why are you fucking up my scene? I'm fucking not.
All I can think of is Tim Curry from Scary Movie 2 with his big ass nipples.
Oh Christ!
Yeah.
Movie 1 and 2, both of those fucking movies
The
are
only ones
just
worth it.
glorious
Yeah.
all the way through.
That's the only
Sorry,
two.
not
we
to
can talk about.
sidetrack.
That's what we do here.
It,
we
it
do,
does
yeah.
happen a lot.
Yeah, and you're the king of it. So
Yeah,
all
it's
good.
not on purpose. It's because I drink while we do it.
Sure, blame the alcohol.
I am well aware of what the problem is.
What's the solution? Is the question. But why don't we go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come back and get into some cosplay and maybe some Terrifier too.
Oh, please.
I know Jason's been itching.
No TV, no TV.
What? No.
Hello, I'm Pee Wee Herman.
Talking Pee-wee is really cuckoo.
He's naughty.
I know you are, but what am I?
Soon you'll be that way too. Whatever you may do is so much fun when he's with you.
Banana sandwich?
You'll go wacko, you'll go crazy with Talking Pee-wee.
From Matchbox for you and your kid. Cherry sold separately.
What's that? Major Lock.
You think you can knock out these bricks? No problem! Without making the wall fall? Let's rock and roll! Ram a hammer, knock out those bricks! But you gotta be careful, you gotta be slick! Don't let the wall fall, that's what it's about! Knockout! It'll knock you out! Look out below! You're out!
It's knockout. Knock out the bricks with the rammer hammer. Stack them up and don't let the wall fall.
Don't let the wall fall, that's what it's about!
Right.
Knockout! It'll knock you out!
Yeah!
Maybe next time, dudes! Knockout! It'll knock you out!
All right, Jason, you just asked a great question.
That was a shit lead in for forgetting.
I don't care. Ask it again. You're on the spot. I'm
right,
gonna
so,
forget. That's
The question that was asked while we were on break. How is it that you find yourself finding new roles? Like I mean, is it word of mouth? Is it just people happen to notice you? Like, how does it occur?
So pretty much what happens is, I mean, there's obviously roles that I've actively sought out. But that's only just like one or two of the ones that I've done so far. Most of the people have been nice enough to like come to me and say, hey, listen, I've seen your work with other people. I really enjoy, the things that I am hearing from other people. I thought of you when I had this character, like when I was writing this character, and I would like to know if you would like to like audition for this character or this character and another character, because sometimes they'll have me do more than one just in case one of them isn't the fit that they thought it was.
Mhm.
Which is also really fun because I love auditioning. I love auditioning for one role when it's like the super like alternative, smoke weed, don't fucking care. I hate everyone. You know what I mean? And then it's like the super girly girl, like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Like, you know what I mean? It's so fun to do that shit.
Wait, would you take that role though? If it was offered, like if you got
Sheriff Callahan in Waspzilla is actually a very girly, does not like to get dirty, super prissy. Like it's really hard to believe that she actually became a sheriff.
I mean, is it fun though?
I'm so excited. I love playing that role because like I grew up getting bullied by those girls, so I know how to act like them just to a T.
There you go.
Are you familiar with this? I am, but only
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
That's fucking great.
That's fantastic. Now, you're a cosplayer.
I am.
So, what is your favorite cosplay that you've done?
So, I actually love to cosplay Bulma from Dragon Ball. My favorite cosplay that I've ever done would have to be when I did a garage shoot in a local auto shop dressed as Bulma. It was super fun. And then I did another shoot as Morgan from Darkstalkers. That's actually who I was named after. So getting to dress up like her and all that was super, it's kind of surreal, honestly.
Yeah. For sure.
How much of your costume are you responsible for? Does anybody help?
All of it, pretty much. Not a lot of I've never had a photographer buy my costume for me. I usually buy myself, so that way there's never any chance of them being like, I'd like to keep it, because I don't want them to keep it.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
Also, if I'm shooting something, it's going to be something that I want to shoot again for my OnlyFans. Most of my characters are over 18, so that way I can like create content without Twitter trying to cancel me.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Talk about an entire, like literally an entire industry that was waiting to happen, and I'm amazed that it took as long as it did to occur.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, is it not, like, it's fucking crazy, right? If you would have thought, like, the internet came into existence, the ability to live stream anything came into existence, and why wasn't it immediately like, you know what I need to do? We need to see if people want to make like their own shit for this and see what happens. Like, why didn't that happen sooner? I swear to God, that like should have been the first thought. Well, actually, it's fucked up. The first thought with the internet was keeping an eye on a pot of coffee, but the second thought should have been that. That's not a joke, by the way. That's the reason we have the internet.
Yeah.
MIT make sure that the coffee pot had been remade. That's the whole fucking reason.
Go Boston. Oh man. Now, let's talk about Terrifier 2. We're all fans. We've all been itching. These two especially.
I've seen it like 8 times now.
14.
What's funny is I've only ever seen it the 2 times, but it's in there.
You
It
don't
embeds
have to
in your
watch it
brain.
times to catch it all.
You don't have to.
You've seen it once, you've seen it, but
Yeah.
for real, it bears repeating. Like, you should watch it again, if for no other reason than, like, I mean, when we watched it, like the first time I saw Terrifier 2, I was waiting for this movie to come out on Screenbox for so long.
Yeah.
That's like Craig had already seen it in theaters, James had already seen it in theaters, and they kept telling me how great it was, and all I wanted to do was watch this fucking movie. It finally out, and I missed 20 minutes of it because I was fucking laughing. Like, it's the mashed potato scene happened, and I lost my shit, and literally I had to turn around and get myself together in order to go back to watch it. So when I watched it the second time, I realized what happened after the mashed potato scene.
You started losing it when her head hit against the wall. After
Well,
he blew her
no,
head
it
off.
was actually when the gun popped up from behind the
Yeah.
like just the smile followed by the sawed off popping up into frame. I just go, and then it's such a fucking absurd scene. It's so awesome. There's, like you had mentioned before, you were talking about the bleach and salt incident in the movie, which is, I mean, one of the most visceral kills ever filmed in a fucking horror movie. That entire scene all the way up to its finale. But that moment to me was such a fan service like depiction of what art is.
Yeah.
Like, as far as the character goes, just the idea that he's like, well, I already fucked her up. Let's fuck her up more.
I mean, yeah, you might as well. You already done fucking scalped her, took her arm off, everything else. Christ in a butter.
Which, even weirder, like it plays into the art, the character even more. Like, what's his purpose? To fucking hurt things.
Pretty much.
That is his purpose, but except it's fun to him.
Yeah.
And it also seems like, as for David Howard Thornton, as far as playing the character, it's almost like he played it in a way where, like, he didn't understand why other things weren't getting the joke. Consequently, the reaction to the
It was like, why can't they understand my really dry, bad humor?
Clearly, this is fun. You're not enjoying this?
Why aren't you eating these mashed potatoes?
I made these for you.
Just so, like, okay, so the first one, you got the hacksaw scene, and for me, that was just like, that took it as far as like favorite kills in a horror movie.
As an actor, I aspire to die like that someday.
Like, how could you not? The prosthetics that went into that alone, just the fact that somebody had to make a mold and then create, like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole.
Yeah, I hope that
to
someday
make that happen.
Because that's an amazing kill.
Yeah.
That's, and I hope that happens to a character that you play, because that'd be fantastic.
It really
Like,
would.
It would have to be awesome just to see it done. I mean, someone would have to take a mold of you, so just to see the mold afterwards. Like, there's a second you hanging out there. Oh, by the way, this one we're cutting in half. What?
They would definitely buy that one on the Indiegogo for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they definitely would.
Oh, absolutely.
But for the longest time, that, like, I saw Terrifier, and I told Craig, I told Jason, that scene was the first scene in horror in years to make me go like, "Ee," you know, what I mean? Like, because just imagining the pain.
No.
But then you get the bedroom scene in Terrifier 2, and like
the fact that she was still alive.
Yeah.
I think that he hit women extra hard.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed quite a theme with art. Like, I know that all of the kills are brutal, but I've noticed the most memorable, the most gnarly of the kills are awarded to the ladies.
Yeah.
God bless.
No, this is true. This is 100% true, but it's also, I mean, it's basically an uber slasher. It is a super slasher film. But I will say in part 2, we got to experience a scene in which he stabbed a dude in the dick hole over and over again. Like,
yeah, that was amazing. And then someone had the audacity on Twitter to complain that there was, like, no nudity in the film, but there is nudity in the film.
Well, it's not even that. Like, if you disregard, like, the whole, what's the actress's name, Craig?
Isn't it Lauren?
Normally,
Lauren Laverne?
Yeah, Lauren.
Is that right? Okay, so her whole thing, I think she even replied to it, was like, they're like, and I know that our perspective, we've actually watched it and we talked about it, because generally speaking, you would expect some variety of nudity to pop in somewhere.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessary. Anything that would have been added would have been gratuitous and unnecessary, which is a weird thing to say when there was so much gratuitous violence. But that was
there was so much going on that you didn't even need to add, like, the boob thing. Because, I mean, he spent 15-20 minutes killing that chick in the bedroom.
Exactly. Dude,
there was no need for this.
Like
Yeah,
he went
there was no
above. Like it's like he went and showed up for the job, and he was like, "Hey, as long as I'm here, I'll do your jobs too." That's
Yeah.
what he fucking like. That scene is the movie, and it's also the
If
character.
it's gonna happen, he's gonna do it, and he's gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Which is back to the point that the complaint about the fucking nudity is stupid as shit. I've read it from several different people, and it's like you did. I'm not going to say you misunderstood what you were watching, but you definitely were hoping for something else when you were watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just you hear slasher movie, and there are certain aspects you expect. You do expect from behind the mask view on a kill. Eventually, you expect that there's going to be a death followed by a revival of the villain, and you expect fucking nudity of some sort. But it wasn't necessary in this at any point.
Nope.
I mean, what's the closest follow any of the traditional slasher plot points, if I'm to be honest. Like there was no traditional Halloween type vibe or anything of that nature. I mean, Terrifier is in of itself pretty much its own little.
Oh, it completely is. That's what we talked about with the first one too. Is like if you watch the first one without it, like the reason I saw it was because it popped up in my suggested shit on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like it's like my taste lead to this movie. I was like, fuck it, let's watch it.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, that it literally hit every cliche I expected it to without actually going fully into the cliche. So I mean, it's like he knew, like Damien knew what the fuck he was doing making those movies. Bring them right to the point and twist it. And he fucking did a great job with it in both parts. So either way, as it applies to the nudity thing, there's no fucking reason to bitch about that because the fucking movie was correct. It was right. You didn't need it. That would have been a fucking unnecessary, and it's already a long movie. You'd have to have added another 5 minutes to something that's already 2 hours and fucking 10 minutes long.
And
it was long.
Yeah. I got up, like, there was a lull in the death, so I got up in the theater and went to the restroom, came back. We get to Chris Jericho's scene, and through the entire, like, credit sequence leading up to that scene, I'm, like, in the this because I've got to go again. Like, oh my god! All right, I wasn't even able to stay for the post-credit sequence with Damien and Dave, and I feel bad about that because it's not on Screenbox, so I gotta like scour YouTube or something. But like, oh my god, 2.5 hours. We don't need any more time out.
With the talk about Chris Jericho in particular, did any of you guys read the interview / actually, Craig, I think you were the one that shared it, the original ending to the movie. Was that you? Yeah, okay. So Craig randomly tracks this part down, sends it to me, and I'm watching it, and it's like it suddenly makes so much sense. Did you guys watch *Malignant*?
I did not.
Anybody? All right, so I'm not going to spoil shit. I can spoil it for you because, quite frankly, it's pretty obvious about a quarter of the way through the movie. *Malignant* was made where the dude that made Saw,
James Wan.
Thank you. James Wan makes *Malignant*. It was a throwback slasher. That's what he was trying to do. He wanted to make a throwback slasher movie. The twist in this is that the main character / final girl is also the killer, except for it's because of a teratoma tumor of her parasitic twin living on the back of her head. That's covered by her hair normally. So the murderer in this movie is literally, by the way, the actual choreography and the effects that go into it was pretty fucking cool. Because it's like the hair flips over and suddenly this male parasitic twin is operating her body backwards to do what it's doing.
Whoa.
Like it's a fucking cool thing to watch. So even if you haven't seen the movie, and spoilers aside, for which I apologize, just watching those scenes.
Cool.
The original idea behind Terrifier 2 was the same thing. When she was at the end in the insane asylum, it was supposed to be her hair falling apart and Art's face coming out of her head.
Yeah.
And then *Malignant* was released on HBO Plus, and one of his producers called him and was like, "Hey, you need to watch *Malignant*." He watched it. And he was like, "Oh, fuck, that's 40 minutes worth of this goddamn movie." So instead, they did what they ended up doing, which oddly enough, not going to spoil that. I'm cool with spoiling the multi-million-dollar, but I will not spoil Terrifier 2 for anybody. Just let that kind of fade out.
Right. But holy shit, that's crazy. How have I never seen that? I've
Malignant,
definitely
if you
seen this one. But yeah, James Wan. All right, cool.
get the chance to watch it, it is a very good standalone movie. It truly is. It's just people, I think, expected too much, and they were expecting some kind of Saw, Conjuring, fucking like they were expecting something different, but it was supposed to be a throwback slasher. And it is.
Yeah.
Now, I have one quick question that I want to throw in here, and then we'll cut to another quick break. While we're on the subject of final girls, do you have a favorite final girl?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
No. Maybe Firefly doesn't really count as a final girl, but that's kind of my favorite.
That.
Honestly,
victim,
I like Baby Firefly.
Technically she is a final girl.
Yeah, I'm pretty into Sherry Moon anything, but
I mean,
Firefly is probably
she
my
wasn't
favorite.
31.
I mean, I guess like Lori is cool.
Oh,
like,
she was a full-on final girl in fucking 31.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm not. The girls that I like never really like made final girl material, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were the killers or were the problem.
Right. I get that.
I liked what's her, I don't know her name, but I liked the girl that was in the newer not the most recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not the one with the, I'll cancel you quote. The one with Trey Songs.
That was the 3D?
Yeah, that was 3D. I enjoyed that one.
I loved her. I loved her. I loved their relationship at the end. All of that was phenomenal for me.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Do your thing, cuz that chick, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
like I literally that it warmed my heart in ways that I didn't know a horror movie could warm my heart. I was like, good for you guys. Good for you.
I don't think that movie got enough credit. It was a fair carry.
I wish that they wouldn't have pushed Trey Songs. They it's kind of like titties, but with a beautiful man that has zero acting talent. They really pushed him naked in the rain or like shirtless in the rain, and I'm like, like it's cool, dude, but doesn't take away from the fact that was the worst acting I've ever seen in my entire life. But
yeah,
all right.
You hit a full-on peak for descriptions in this show right here. That was great.
Yeah.
That was fucking wonderful.
No,
by the way, it's not wrong.
Really not.
It wasn't just to be fair though, it wasn't just like if you actually watch the movie, the only person that acts well in that movie is fucking Leatherface.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, him and his sister or whatever she was to him towards the end, she did pretty well, if I'm to be honest.
Well, she did good at the end, but if you watch her leading up to it, like she played the classic the dumb girl surprised by what's going on sort of reaction, which I guess is kind of par for the course for the type of movie.
It gave me Bella Swan from Twilight vibes.
Fair.
Not in a bad way.
Absolutely fair.
Not in a bad way. She knew what she was good at, and that's what we got. And I mean, good for her.
It wasn't a cringing reaction to that. I just had a Vietnam flashback. Okay.
No, listen, I love Twilight, and you guys won't ever change my mind.
Oh, you do you. My ex-wife kind of just shoved it down my throat is all.
Well, it's good. You just got to give it a chance.
Give me some time.
Making the flashback worse.
How often do you watch the Twilight movies?
So I actually only really like the first two.
Okay.
Twilight and New
Moon.
Moon.
Actually enough for this to be funny.
Good. Okay. Good. Because I mean, I've seen them all, but I really only know Twilight and New Moon.
Robert Pattinson fucking hated making, right? You know about that.
Oh yeah, he fucking hates it. He hates it so much.
You know what he called his Edward Cullen face? Constipated and tired. So anytime you see that like smooth expression on his face, what he was thinking in his head was can't poop, haven't slept.
Yeah, because he's a
Watch the
vampire.
movie. No, that's the thing though. When you watch the movie and you know that that's what he was thinking, it becomes very clear. It is so fun. Like it makes every scene. Like, you know what I am,
Bro,
that whole thing.
even on the poster, I'm thinking about how his eyebrow was just kind of like down, like, man, I gotta poop. Like, oh my God.
He was legitimately the whole way through the franchise, all the way up to the end. All he was thinking was can't poop, haven't slept.
Damn.
Accurate.
And it makes, by the way, even if you're not a Twilight fan, but if you watch the movies knowing that, it makes them all better.
I also feel like Kristen Stewart was pretty sick during at least Twilight because that girl mouth breathes.
Oh my God.
Sucks about so Kristen Stewart, she's up for an Academy Award now. I guess she's up for a nomination for some movie that just came out.
She's not a bad actress.
No, she was
really not.
Terabithia. She was a little kid and she was fucking brilliant in it, right?
Really good.
But she did that movie, and apparently the director explained to her, you are supposed to be confused but knowing what's going on. So her reaction was just to go fucking dead.
I mean, that's what I would have done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't even blame it on her because, like,
That's exactly
confused but knowing. That means nothing. That's fucking word soup. It doesn't do anything. That is legitimately the dumbest fucking direction you could ever give anybody.
Confused but knowing. I would be like this.
Yeah, which is what she did. That's all you can do to that. Like, what are you supposed to do? So she caught so much shit for that. It wasn't even her fault. Directors told her, confused about what's happening, but but you're not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Beavis and Butthead made fun of it, so that's an honor.
That's also true. That's very true.
That is very true. Beavis and Butthead making fun of anything would be an honor.
I mean, I still need to go back to work soon anyway.
They're gonna make fun of us one day. I can tell. But
if it'll be a quick clip followed by what the hell was that?
Right, exactly.
There won't even be insults. They'll never talk about it again. That'll be the moment.
Exactly. But why don't we go ahead and cut to a quick break, and then we'll come right back and do some trivia, and then we'll wrap things up.
All right.
Well, there ain't no doubt about the power of blue. Got the air for thrust, a rocket fuel. Get out of that go. Get out, get
Oh no, what have they made this thing? Real ghost!
No, friend, plenty cereal ghost. And Frankenberry's part of his complete breakfast.
What about my marshmallows?
Just the oodles of strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
My ghosts are big too. Big deal. New crunchy ghosts in monster cereals.
Peter Bar Pants. All right. It's time for trivia. A fun game we like to play over on Dad Mented. Craig, you fucking psycho, you. Monster questions.
Craig is known for asking questions he thinks are easy. They're not.
Yeah.
There's stickers on the line this time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there's a prize. There is a prize to whoever wins this.
Whoever wins. There's 45 horror themed stickers up for state.
I can do this. I feel like maybe.
We'll find out. You already have a 1 point advantage because you're not asking any questions. We are.
I'm gonna need it.
So, like in Cards Against Humanity, whoever's asking the questions does not get any points that round.
Fair enough.
Fair?
Fair.
All right.
Good.
Okay, so I'll start and then we'll just go around the horn, Craig, Jason. And then we'll just loop around until we get all three rounds.
How are we buzzing in?
Oh boy, that's a good question.
Yeah, I feel like we should have put more thought into this.
Oh, you know what?
The first time we did it on Dad Mented, it was whoever said their own name first.
Okay, let's do it that way.
So
I have to say my name to
Say
answer.
your name, you get to answer.
Okay.
But it's up to the question asker. Like if there's a tie, Question asker decides who heard it, or what name.
Well, I
it is.
smoked a lot of weed, so this is gonna be a minute.
All right, so if we hear more. All we need to hear is more.
More. Got it.
More.
Yeah,
You
there
don't
you
have
go.
to throw the whole fucking name out, just more.
Yeah, yeah. More. All right. First question, round number 1. Which classic monster movie is said to be the most successful horror franchise in history?
Horror franchise?
Or a successful horror franchise in history. Classic. You know what, Jason? See,
What?
that's how you.
Yep.
Dracula.
You didn't. Oh,
Jason.
I'm gonna go with Dracula
Dracula?
because of Francis Ford Coppola.
Wrong.
Oh, fuck you then.
wrong.
Dracula is not.
Can you Universal?
No, not Universal one.
Oh yeah. By the way, are we doing hints? Hints are
Yeah,
good. I'm okay with hints.
we'll do hints.
Okay.
Can I have a hint, please?
Okay. Think giant monster.
Oh fuck me! Really? I guarantee you didn't know this.
I can think of 2.
If it
Wanna
helps
take a
in a
stab
year,
at it,
movie,
Craig?
it takes its name from it.
You
I
wanna take
can't.
stab
A
at it?
giant monster?
Yeah. What'd you say, Craig?
Godzilla.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh my god!
Oh
I
wow.
was.
That's
1 point for Craig.
All right, so we're
All right.
1-1.
Yes.
My
So
brain went.
Craig, Craig, next question.
Oh, is that how we're doing it? All right.
Oh god.
All right. In what state were House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects said to have taken place?
Oh. Oh.
See, again, there went Texas.
Yep.
I'm going with Texas.
I can't. Did you say Texas?
I said
Texas.
Texas
Texas.
because
I
both
did-
movies were a love song.
Is it not Texas?
No,
No,
it
it's
is Texas.
It's Texas. It's both
Okay, I was
movies
gonna
were an
say
homage
I
to
thought it.
fucking
I
Texas.
thought it was one of those.
I was. If it helps, I almost said Oklahoma.
That's the safe word.
Yeah, that could be. My safe word is
Oh,
please don't stop.
Oklahoma. It's what?
Don't stop.
Fair.
It'd be confusing for everybody involved. It's
All right, Jason, what's your first question?
all right. In Cabin in the Woods, how did the FX crew decide to use the remainder of their pre-mixed blood?
Oh, more. I'm like I'm not 100, but I think they used it during the scene when they let them all out of the elevators.
So I'm.
Do you remember what I'm talking about? And it
I
was
do.
just
I know exactly what you're
fucking
talking about. Can you
everywhere.
give me a creature?
Okay, I know what one you're talking about because it was fucking gnarly.
I will take an actor. I will take a description of the scene because that is actually the answer to it. Is more than anything. It's just a description of the scene. You are correct in where you're going with.
Because Marty ends up getting covered in gook. And I can't remember which one covers Marty in gook, but I know that he does. Oh, fuck. I lost it. I know that it's Marty, and I know that he gets covered in a bunch of schmutz, but I can't remember what does
Would you
it.
like a hint?
Yes, I would.
It's not Ariel.
Oh my god, it's the merman.
There you go.
It's the merman, I remember.
All right.
I love the
Anybody
merman.
watching this, by the way, they had a shitload of blood left and they decided to fucking run it through. It created one of the best fucking scenes in
I
any
agree.
movie other, followed by a blood fart. There's a blood fart in that fucking movie. That is glorious. That moment, like watching that film, that is like it was a great movie, but that particular moment, I was like, well, that's just fucking wonderful. This is what movies are supposed to be.
All right. Morgan, you're in the lead with 2 points. Jason, you got 1. Craig, you also have 1. I'm sitting there on a big old goose egg with 0. All right. Round 2. How many people associated with the making of The Exorcist died before the movie was released?
Oh, more.
Morgan?
So bear with me, but I'm pretty sure it was 4.
Nope.
No? That's
Nope.
okay.
Craig and
2?
Jason? Nope.
3.
9.
9.
See, I was gonna guess higher, but I didn't want to because that just seemed unrealistic to me. But I forgot that it was a ludicrous number of people
Well, I know
that
the production
died.
designer got, like, the production designer and the fucking the photography guy, and then there was also one of the producers, I think.
Only
right?
a couple of them were really talked about, though. I don't think
Yeah.
all 9 were mentioned, but I know that the 4 that you just brought up were the 4 that I remember.
Yeah.
Because one of them like got instant fucking like something failure, like everything starts shutting down.
Mm-hmm. Like instant organ failure or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
it was awful.
That was a great question, James.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
Yeah,
great question.
I saw that and was like, "Ooh, that's a good one." All right, Craig. Second question.
All right. What is Lloyd Kaufman's pet name from fans and employees? What does everybody call him?
Uncle More. Uncle Lloyd.
Uncle Lloyd.
Uncle
Right.
Lloyd.
That's,
Craig, I'm not gonna lie, I'm proud of you, bud.
that was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was good. All right, Jason.
Wait, we have 3 questions apiece and then quotes, or is it 2 questions?
Two questions and a quote.
Plus quote. All right, James. This actually, I'm going to be surprised if you don't get this.
Okay.
What rule does Dick add that stops Peter Weller from shooting him in the original RoboCop?
Oh, James.
Fire it off, bud.
He can't have any. He can't take any legal action against his authorities. Like his
I'm looking
superior.
for one more thing. One more thing. What happens?
His system shuts down.
That's it. There you go.
I'm on the board.
Good job.
All right. That's one of my favorite movies. All right.
That's good.
Okay. Damn. Fuck.
You all right?
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. I'm good. All right.
Bonus points
time.
if you can say what it was originally classified as.
Shit. Yeah, no.
Obviously, that doesn't apply to that. There's no real point.
Yeah,
But
no.
originally, when you see the screen pop up over Peter
Right,
Weller,
I can't remember what the hell that
all
was.
it, I actually already answered it. All it says is classified for number 4.
Right.
Big
Okay.
questions
That's
and
right.
then classified.
It doesn't tell him what it does.
Yeah, he has
Like,
no
it doesn't
idea.
tell him why. His directive. But all right. All right. Round 3. The quotes. Now, we were going into this, and Jason said we should include a quote.
I'm a
And
big
he's
fan
like,
of movie quotes.
So am I. It's all good. I live my life by movie references, so it's okay. But
Are we following? By the way, are we actually following the either complete the quote or name the movie the quote's from thing?
I'm getting to that. What
Okay.
I'm thinking is we do either or, because it just makes it easier on everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go first, and I'll give you guys all a hint just off the bat. This movie came out in the last 4 years.
Oh God.
All right.
Actually puts
Okay.
Craig at a disadvantage.
I'm at a very big disadvantage right now.
A lot of people have seen it. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
All right. Name the movie. The quote is, "She's still here."
Is that some stupid Conjuring bullshit?
Like, that's what I was thinking.
Is that like is that the Poltergeist remake?
No.
Oh God, no.
I didn't think it
Was there a
was.
Poltergeist remake?
I thought there was.
Oh fuck
It
me.
was.
She's still here. Can I have a hint on what kind of movie it is?
Okay.
Is it a ghost?
Yes.
It's
Ghost possession. What'd you say?
Entity, maybe?
Nope. You're close with it, sort
Was
of.
it
But
Rebecca? Was it that movie Rebecca?
no.
No?
Mm-mm.
I have no clue.
Are we allowed to get more than one hint? Can we get a hint per person? Or are we only...
Yeah. Can I buy a vowel?
I would like for more. Yeah, let Morgan buy a vowel.
Okay. I'll just let you buy a letter. I'll give you the first letter of the movie.
Okay.
Fair enough.
H.
H?
Oh shit, that was helpful.
It starts with an H. Yeah.
Hereditary?
Oh fuck me, yes.
There you go. There you go.
I've never seen that
It was a
movie.
tough one.
I've never
on.
seen that
I was
movie.
about to say
I
Elgin.
watched it once, and the only reason I watched it was because of that episode we did with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a great movie, but it is not a repeat
Oh my
watch.
God.
Thing. It's
Yeah,
fucking
no.
horrifying. It really is.
Yeah, it fucked
You have
me
not
up.
actually seen the movie.
I had to turn it
How
off and
did
finish it.
I do that? How did I
If
manage
you have
to
a
pull it
moment,
out my
watch
ass?
the movie. Get friends together, watch it because you're going to want to talk about it. It's a
Yeah,
really
it's-
good fucking.
Chili in here, just so you
It looks like it. The ring seems sad.
know. My nose is very cold.
Oh yeah. I feel that. That's the first thing that starts bugging me whenever I get chilly.
Dude, mine was always my
Cold.
when I still had them, my gauges. That was always like
Yeah.
it was always my ears before it was anything else. And it
Yeah, my lobes get really cold.
I used to be able to fit my thumbs through my ears, and then I had them spliced back together. Yeah, exactly. So, like, legitimately, used to be able to do it, and then I had them spliced back together. What's weird is after splicing back together, that the cold thing doesn't happen anymore. It used to
Weird
start
how that works out, eh?
way around this way. It was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Weird how that works out, isn't it?
That was fucking bizarre. By the way, getting your ears spliced together, don't. It's gross. It's like it's not a. They Novocaine you until your earlobes are swelled up like a marble, and then they sew shit, and you can hear it, and it's
I'm good.
so gross.
I'm okay. But Craig, round 3.
All right. Finish the quote from 1931's Dracula. Listen to them, children of the night, blank.
Oh,
Ooh,
beautiful
me
music.
more.
Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't do it.
He didn't say his name. You're good. Go. It's still fair game.
Can you say it again?
Oh no, I can't get that.
Not you.
Jason.
No, Craig. I want Craig to
Craig,
say
ask the question.
All right, listen to them, children of the night. That's the quote. How's it finished?
what sweet music they make.
Jason. No, it's what beautiful music.
It's
I thought
actually
it
what
was what
music.
sweet music they
I
make.
said, what music?
Yeah,
Really?
it's just what music they make.
All right, good.
I think that there's a description of the music, though.
No, I don't think so.
I think that you should Google that, Craig.
Oh,
Probably already did. My guess is he already knows.
He might, but I feel like there was
just,
a descriptor
just in case.
just in case. But if I'm wrong,
I could
I'm
have sworn it
wrong.
was what beautiful music they make. I could have
I
sworn that was.
know that it was either beautiful or sweet. I also Bela Lugosi's Dracula was not one of my favorites, but it is a good one.
I like Christopher Lee's. The
Classic.
Hammer horror
I
shit.
prefer
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee over like
You see
Bela
that?
Lugosi, but that's also because
I
I
can
read
see that.
Bela Lugosi a lot,
Yep,
and I
there it
know
is.
it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
actually, yeah. Listen to them, the children of the night, what music they make.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Good
Jason?
to know.
All right, so I guess this is the final.
Yes.
I've got 3 possibilities for this, and I want to ask the one that gives everybody an equal opportunity.
Okay.
And I'm having a real hard time figuring out which one that would be.
It's always the last one for you.
It's not in this case. You know what? I'm gonna ask the one that I feel like gives everybody a shot, and then I'm gonna just tell you the other 2, and
Okay.
you decide whether or not that was the right choice.
Oh God.
It is not hands that call us, but blank.
It's not what?
It is not hands that call us, but
Can you tell us the movie?
well, fuck no. That would give you the
Okay.
answer.
Well, then you you got to give us the quote so we can guess the movie. You can't just do
quote.
us like
That's
that.
the full-on quote. It is a quote that you have to complete. It is not hands that call us, but
then you have to tell us the movie so that we can have a better guess of what the quote is.
Or
How
is
are we
the
gonna
movie
quote if we
in
don't know
the or is the movie the word?
Yeah, Jason, I thought these were supposed to be easy.
this one is very easy, and when you hear it, you're like, "Oh fuck yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah, so were mine.
Wait,
So were mine.
more.
Okay.
Go ahead, fire it off.
It is not hands that summon us. It is desire.
There you go.
Because that is Pinhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is accurate.
Okay.
That's the reason. Like, I could have given you hint. The best hint I could have come up with was like they just did a more faithful adaptation.
Actually, the hint might have thrown me off a little bit because I don't really quite remember a lot of what Doug Bradley says. And when I do remember Doug Bradley says, it's typically not anything to do with desire.
No, and that's fair. But that particular line, though, is especially in relation to the scene that it's in, fucking brilliant. It is not hands that call us, but desire. That fucking line is perfect, and it sums them up as characters, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
But I'm not joking. There's two others that I could have gone with. One, put the glasses on.
Oh my God, they live.
They live.
Yeah. They live. Yeah.
Rowdy Piper.
And finally, all right, detective, thrill me.
Thrill me. Night of the Creeps.
Yes.
Ron Adkins. I have it signed. I have the poster signed,
nice.
and that's what it says. Morgan, thrill me.
That fucking movie. That movie.
I love that
movie. First horror movies I ever saw, and I fucking loved it.
That was a good.
I still I own it. I watch it regularly, like once a year easily.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking film.
I would say the Pinhead question was good there.
Yeah, well, I figured that would be actually the easiest out of them too.
I would have got the other two right off the rip, honestly.
Right.
Which is like I'm surprised by that because all right, so like you have Night of the Creeps, which everybody from a certain standpoint remembers, or a certain age group, I guess you would say remembers, but so many people kind of missed it too when it came out. Like there wasn't a big push for advertising for it. It wasn't a huge thing. Fucking whatchamacallit, the Stuart Gordon From Beyond. From Beyond got more advertising than that movie did, which is crazy because nobody remembers From Beyond.
All right.
It's a weird thing. I would have expected that out of the possible quotes that the one that I gave was the easiest, but apparently it was not.
But all right,
Greg,
final score. I scored us 1 point each round because I'm an idiot. But Morgan, you're getting the stickers.
Yay, stickers!
Because you slaughtered us. 6-1 across the board. Out of a 9 possible points, you got 6. The rest of us got 1. So
I'm proud of myself. Holy shit.
But we want to thank you for coming on the show and talking
Thank you
with
for
us.
having me. It was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. Actually, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a great time talking with you. Friday the 13th, The Awakening. Slaughter on the set. Go check them out. Morgan Thompson, you want to tell the people where they can find you?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I have Hive and Discord now. All the Morgan. My name is spelled funny. It's 2 R's and an I.
There you go. But there you go. Look her up, follow her, give her a like, buy her shit, go see her movies.
Please.
And
please buy my shit.
Challenge her to trivia. She came in here not very confident, but she kicked all our asses.
Yep.
So,
Very good. Very
yes.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
Thank you.
For fuck's sake. Go to trivia with me. Shit. But Morgan Thompson, thanks again.
Thanks for
Craig.
having me, guys.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Great time.
Bye.
All right. P.S. We're back. You thought we were done.
Encore. Encore.
No, it's okay. We're not Metallica. We're not going to play for another 3 hours. All right. So what we want to do here is make a little announcement. Dad Meant It and the Geek Den are becoming one. I can't do it because of my cigarette, but
Yeah, I got one too.
But for more, for those of you who don't follow already, Dad Mented, they do these two guys here, and now
Well, this
me,
one
I
too.
guess.
Now.
Yeah, me now.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's everybody.
We have a little trivia podcast over on Spotify, Dad Mented Radio, or whatever I guess you want to call it. Then we got the Dad Mented website where you can find exclusive interviews, 10-point questions that we send off to bands like who?
Subhumans.
Subhumans. Descendants.
And the Almighty.
Okay. The name of the website.
Yeah, this one we're waiting on, but yeah, there may be something coming from Guar shortly.
Maybe.
Yes.
But the website is dadmented.wixsite.com/mysite.
There you go.
Remember that. Remember
and you can find the link at the Dad Mented Facebook as well.
Easily.
Yep. But you can also we'll be doing movie reviews, music reviews, any kind of reviews. I'll go and review burgers.
And lots and lots and lots of memes.
Yeah, lots of memes.
Make our world go round.
Follow us on Facebook, and of course follow Punk Rock Geek. If you don't already, if you're watching this and you don't follow us on Facebook, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, really. What's wrong with you? And you can also check out Dad Mented YouTube at Dad Mented TV.
There you go. Check out the Saturday morning cartoons.
There's tons of content.
It's so much fun. Yeah, and you can check out the episode that I guess would be my debut with Poltergeist OD when we did horror trivia. And
Yeah.
Craig lied to us and said they were easy questions.
They were.
You
easy
are a
provided
deceiver.
you go to horror cons.
You sit on a throne of lies.
They were answerable. They were just painful.
It's exactly what you said. That's stuff you ask at HorrorCon,
Well, maybe I'll go do trivia with Chris at HorrorCon.
There you go.
That's the way to do it.
Ask the nerds though. Ask the real nerds those questions. We're posers. But yeah.
Sum that up.
Pretty much. But there you go. Trivia podcast, the website. You got exclusive interviews on that website, movie reviews, music reviews, all that shit. So much more. Dad Mented. Punk Rock Geek. It's better than the AOL Time Warner merger from the early 2000s, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, everything's better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they killed WCW.
No, they went wrong. Several things went wrong.
Yeah.
That's actually like a side note. AOL. What's crazy is people are still using that shit to get online.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking amazing.
Damn you, Ted Turner. But anyway, now we're done. That's it for the night. Cheers.